Good morning. It is a beautiful Monday morning, and of course, it is January 15, 2024. Welcome to Spot On with Vernon Darby. And of course, going to start things off. We have a guest here this morning, and of course, it's all about justice. Yes, restorative justice. Get justice. And we hear people talk about, we want justice, we want justice. Well, what is this justice? And we have with us my very special guest, Mrs. Khamar Kennedy, Restorative Justice Officer for Pembroke Hall. How you doing? Great to have you.
Thanks for having me, Vernie.
Right, it's great to have you. Okay, let's make sure that I'm hearing you. I'm not hearing you for the time being. Okay, let's get you on mic. Okay, now, this restorative justice, what is it all about? I've been told you guys have been doing some wonderful things.
Yes, Vernon. So, restorative justice is an alternative form of dispute resolution where the parties who have been involved in any form of conflict come together.
Oh, we have conflicts every day.
Yes, we do. They come together and they have their issues aired, and we come to what is called an agreement.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
If more persons know about it, I'm sure that it would make a big, big difference.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And you hear that we have been doing so much because this program has trained 5,600 Jamaicans in restorative practices. 5,600 Jamaicans.
Wow.
So you see, we have been going through the length and the breadth of Jamaica as we tell persons that we don't have to fight it out. We can talk it out.
You know what fight it out can end up.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So for restorative justice, anybody can come. We can come to any of our centers.
Tell me about this restorative justice, because it sounds like a big word. What is it?
So restorative justice, as I mentioned initially, has to do with conflict resolution.
Right.
So, for example, in Pembroke Hall, we know about the famous mango trees. So I had a case there in Pembroke Hall where the mango tree was growing tall and, of course, going over to the neighbor's property.
Why that, you know?
And guess what? You know, of course, the leaves would shed and mess up the whole of the yard.
Lord,
and I tell you, it was constant contention between these people. And because they knew a center was there at Pembroke Hall, they came and they asked us if we could talk, have this matter rectified between them.
What a good thing they were aware of restorative justice.
Definitely. And by coming there, we met in a circle. Because in restorative justice, we use circles, and we sit in a circle, and they were able to have their grouses aired. And the two persons actually were able to live now more peacefully. So restorative justice does help. And it has been helping us daily in our schools, in our communities, and even in our churches.
Churches too?
Yes, because one of the things that restorative justice recognizes is that we belong to a community. So whenever we do our circles, we have sometimes persons from the community who come along, and that helps to feel that sense of inclusiveness. So then when we have the community there, and everybody gets a chance to share how the matter affects them, and even from the community standpoint, and guess what? We have the matters rectified.
Can you imagine if you didn't step in or they didn't seek your intervention? You know what that could end up into?
Oh, definitely. So definitely we see...
Police would have to get involved.
Oh, yes. And guess what? I hear you saying, Vernon, even through that, how do persons come to restorative justice? Well, for us, persons, you can even walk right into our centers. We have centers island-wide. We have the everyday issues. So if you're having a problem with your neighbor, you don't have to fight it out. You can
just say, we want justice. You just come there and get it.
You can come right to any of our centers, and our staff there will be open arms to receive you and to help you to solve whatever issues that exist. We also have where the courts, the matters are referred to us from the courts.
Oh, yes, I heard about
Yes, so the post charges. And so you have like charges such as assault, charges such as malicious destruction of property. And they come to our centers. And I tell you, Sir Vernon, you need to understand how restorative justice really helps. There was a case in Pembroke Hall where we had, of course, the typical partner thing. That sometimes when we give our money to somebody and
partner,
yes, partner, right? Yeah. So guess what? It was a case where it was a partner thing, and the money, the person would have given a certain amount of money, and when it was time for the draw, they didn't get the amount that they expected.
Oh Lord.
And it was then that they came to our center there at Pembroke Hall, and the matter was dealt with right there. The two persons, the person who caused the harm and the person who was harmed, they were able to hear out their concerns and their grievances. And guess what? At the end of the day, they were able to come to a very amicable solution.
And if they never sorted out all 2-3 years, it's still a go on,
Can you imagine?
But by the way, I hear that you're all over the place in terms of social media. So, listeners, they're not difficult to find at all. So whether you're young or old, we are
definitely on Facebook and Twitter and on Instagram. And you can also contact us via email at customer service at moj.gov.jm or our website. You can contact us at www.moj.gov.jm.
And of course, you will be on this program, not you particularly, but other persons, every Monday.
Oh, wonderful, because we really want to promote this culture of peace and harmony.
And change Jamaica.
Yes. You see, restorative justice is a whole new way of looking at conflict resolution. It's a whole paradigm shift. So we want to tell Jamaicans that, listen, you don't have to sit there. You don't have to be there and feeling as if all is lost. Come to any one of our justice centers. There's one in Pembroke Hall and there's one in every parish in Jamaica. We have quite a few.
Every parish?
Every parish.
And you're telling me that persons are fighting it out rather than talking it out?
Because guess what, Vernon? I think it's a case where some persons don't know they can just come to the Justice Center. So for those who are in Pembroke Hall and surrounding communities, our center is located right there at Pembroke Hall Community Center. That is the landmark right there.
But everybody should know the community center.
Definitely. So you can come right there and we will help you to solve whatever the issues are.
Boy, and anything coming up in terms of events or so on? Because
most definitely. We have our Restorative Justice Week coming up the first week in February. And we're inviting our Jamaicans to listen, to stay tuned as you will hear activities where you can participate.
And of course, we're encouraging our listeners. You can call us, and many of you already know how to contact me. And, my partner, So I had to do with a problem up to Friday. So what I simply do, when I can't manage it, it's great to hand it over to you.
Oh, definitely. And we want to also know, for Jamaicans to know that the process is free. The process, Vernon, the process is free.
I tell the truth over there says you better give me a heart attack, Because I know of two persons, one an outstanding Jamaican, well known, and guess what? They were going to fight it out, and then one decided to take it to the court. And I said to them, listen, man, come let me talk it over.
Oh, wow.
I'm not restorative justice, but I was trained. I think that I'm not properly trained. And guess what? They decided that it's best to fight it out. And it cost them a whole heap of money.
Oh, wow.
So you are telling me, that it doesn't cost you any money?
It doesn't cost. And guess what?
And it costs your life?
It doesn't cost a life, and the process is free. And one of the things, the court systems can be so long sometimes. Part of why restorative justice was formed was to help with the backlog in the court system.
Yes.
So we are encouraging Jamaicans to come to our centers, because sometimes we go to the court, it may take a while. But you can come to any of our centers and have the matter dealt with in less than 2 hours.
No, man, I'm going to say a lie. Really?
In less than 2 hours, Vernon.
You might go to the court system. It might take you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Right, so we're just really encouraging,
Mm-hmm.
We are here for you. Our staff is willing and ready to have you.
And for those who are just joining me, we're talking with Khamar Kennedy. And you can see she's so excited. Obviously, she's committed. She's passionate about this restorative justice. So you hear what? Rather than fight it out, when you have a fighter come right now, listen, before you go decide for fight, go find the restorative justice persons. And she told you already, they're all over social media, right? So you just, for example, I think that you're on Instagram.
Yes, we're on
at
Instagram.
MOJO. That's MOJ. That's Ministry of Justice, official JM. That's easy to remember.
Very easy to remember.
Yeah, Minister of Justice, that's MOJ. And then you just have official JM. You're also on X, normally we used to call it Twitter, and Facebook.
Yes.
And what your hashtag is, GetJusticeJA. Oh, you can't forget that. So it's not all about we want justice now. It's GetJusticeJA.
And just in case you don't remember all of that, my listeners, we want to tell you we have a toll-free number, 888-JUSTICE. 888-JUSTICE.
I love that you said 888. You never say hate.
No, man.
Is 888. So it's all about love.
It's all about love and promoting that culture of peace. And harmony.
And I say to people, peace, lest we end up in pieces. And when we have it next week again, same time, 10 o'clock, we still have some more minutes. I'm sure you have some more information to give us. You can call us while we are on air and ask your questions. We want this to be the people's program. The number to call is 876. Will you pen it? You don't know pen up. Listen, man, get a pen and paper. School or come university, you want to learn. All right, you have the pen and paper ready. Don't find it. Quick. Make sure the pen writing to you. All right, so it is 876-968-8117. That is 876-968-8117. All right.
I'm just wondering though, Vernon. Some persons might be wondering who can come to restorative justice.
Yes.
If once you have a conflict with anybody, you are most welcome to come. Cases we have had, family disputes, workplace disputes, school disputes, community. So once you're having any challenge that you feel that you can't manage, come to any of our centers and we'll be more than happy to help you.
So hold on. Me and my mother war. Oh Lord, I just remember that sad case with that policewoman and her son. Family, we always at war.
Yeah.
So you are telling me some persons might feel that because it's a family problem, keep it within the family.
Well, we are encouraging Jamaicans to come to our restorative centers because sometimes we're there and we really can't manage what is happening. And restorative justice provides that safe space, very confidential. So you can come and our motto is dignity, care, and respect. So we look at all of these qualities that we use to really help us in our sessions. So when you leave feeling fulfilled.
And you feel that you have been respected.
Definitely.
You know what hurts a lot of us?
Right.
You diss me.
Yes.
So can you imagine you come there? And by the way, tell me now, when you go to court, somebody always win or somebody lose.
Right.
In restorative justice,
in
who
restorative justice, it's a win-win for all parties.
Really?
It's a win-win because you see, you get a chance to air your concerns.
Yes.
So often persons go to court and they say, I didn't get a chance to talk. But in restorative justice, all parties get that
Really?
opportunity to share what is on their hearts.
Justice, answer the question.
They get a chance to share. And guess what? We have trained facilitators who take you through the process. Persons who have been certified and trained, who will assist you in resolving whatever issues that exist.
Well, as I said, now fight it out, talk it
it
out.
out.
And guess what? It's justice you're looking, and it's justice you're going to get.
Wonderful.
And we've been talking with Khamar Kennedy, talking about restorative justice, and she's the restoration Justice Officer at the Pembroke Hall, right? At Pembroke Hall.
Pembroke Hall.
Right. We only have a minute left. Any final point you want to leave with us?
Definitely. We want to leave a little justice tip with you. Be willing to find a middle ground and reach a mutually acceptable solution. So, I repeat our justice tip for the week. Be willing to find a middle ground and reach a mutually acceptable solution.
The way you're passionate about this thing, boy, must get justice from you. Well, you have been listening to a discussion with Khamar Kennedy, Restorative Justice Officer for Pembroke Hall. This has been Get Justice, brought to you by the Ministry of Justice. Join us again next week, same time on the station. I'm your friend, Vernon Darby. We're going for the break. So come back. Don't move.